Alright, what's up? How's it going here? Uh, Today I'll be reacting to Bob Brown's circa 1934 painting Scarred. Uh, I'm not too sure if that means scared or scarred, but hopefully we can investigate this painting for a little while and find out. And as a note, I apologize for the excessive levity that I showed in my most recent video. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen too frequently in the near future. But right now, scarred. And just a little bit of historical context. This is one of the many paintings, commissioned as a part of the Works Progress Administration in during the Depression, as a part of as an attempt to make sure people were employed. So specifically, these programs were to make sure artists were employed and being paid for their paintings. And I believe that this likely would have been a painting for a post office, I believe, a mural done in there, but I can't be too sure as to what that's generally what a lot the most famous paintings were, but I can't say that for certain about this specific painting. This one seems a bit too depressing to have been one of the post office murals. So let's dig into this here painting. Right up off at the top, you can see how old this is, how old this painting is. This paint up around here is very cracked, and of course you can sort of tell. That makes it a little bit easier to see the brush strokes, which you can see are very much stylistically sort of. I don't know. I don't think marbled is the word, but that's the feeling that I'm getting here, where it's sort of really caked up, and maybe even quite a few layers of paint with the blue background and some white seeping in from over here on top of it. And while we're up here, you can see really in detail the how this house is clearly in disrepair. It's got what appears to be some holes in the roof. This is some very big holes here. It's generally dilapidated. This pole is absolutely not 90 degrees straight. There's some dying trees over here. You can see almost what appear to be burn marks on this house. A lot of the windows are just completely missing panes. I don't think it's just that they're open. I think there's just nothing there. You know, you can sort of see some of the glass, what appears to be the glass there. Or maybe that's a curtain, I'm not too sure. But right here, it's just gone. And this is obviously a rather depressing painting. It was the context of the time it was painted in was very depressing. A lot of people abandoned their homes during this time, and I don't think that this specific one would have this specific house, if this is that maybe this is just how he felt America was going at the time, like just an abandoned house, which I mean, I don't know. If you're I'd seen that he was probably getting paid by the government for this painting this. I'm not sure that would be all too accurate, but uh if this was a specific house, I've got to assume that maybe some sort of destruction led the people to leave, as opposed to it just being destroyed, causing them. Being destroyed after they left, because it looks like actual damage has occurred here, like somebody maybe set this on fire, something like that. And I haven't even mentioned so far this very emaciated horse, here in the front yard that clearly does not belong in the front yard. That's why I was confused for a second. Well, there's no reason for a horse to be strolling around in your front yard eating the overgrown grass there. That's no way to treat a horse. So it's rather clear that this horse and this house have both been abandoned. And as if everything else didn't already indicate abandonment to you. Now if I get down here into the bottom corner, alright, sorry, we can see Bob Brown's signature right here. Maybe, yeah, you should be able to see it now. Bob Brown's signature right here. And that's, I always like to appreciate the little signatures. It's a little cute, blocky, sort of, almost painted with the same sort of earth tones as the rest of it, as opposed to a hard black, to just make it not too distracting. Alright, so we get back to this painting here. Appreciate these brush strokes. You can see right here he manages to make it seem very smooth, because maybe that's to invoke how they it's really charred right here, or like charred to a smoothness here, or maybe even just wind blasting against it took away what the lines. And then over here you can sort of see the corruption spread by. Now this actually is a bit confusing, because bricks wouldn't burn, so maybe there was some sort of little wooden stripes that maybe served some function going around the house that were burnt. Maybe some sort of shutter, something like that. Maybe a little walkway around the outside, or the top of a porch potentially. That's a likely option. And back here I was sort of questioning, is that a person standing in there? But no, it's just this little back house, which I'd assume that this doesn't seem to be the house of somebody who is particularly poor, so that's why there's sort of more to this than just, oh, these people ran out of money so they left their house. I'm assuming there's more to it than that. And pretty much I mean, I know street poles back then aren't as good as the street poles we have now, which the street poles we have now, or electrical poles we have now, are pretty great, but these ones are clearly very tilted. All three of them in scene, and that might even be another one, although that looks more like, I don't know, maybe some support beam or a tree that fell over. I can't be entirely sure. But yeah, and this sort of overgrown grass is very beautifully drawn, beautifully painted. Sort of just almost nothing, but you get the it really gives the overgrown, like, uncontainable vibe. Because there's no real form to it. It's just popping up out of nowhere. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this reaction to Bob Brown's circa 1934 painting, Scarred. I'm not all too sure what this was painted on, but alright, thank you very much for watching.